Hey, Juliet.
Hey, Kelly.
Well, hello, everyone, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. And thank you for joining Juliet Miles and I. And let me introduce Juliet. She is an amazing individual. She's a holistic health and lifestyle coach, a speaker, author, and she happens to be one of my co-stars in the upcoming movie, Becoming the Keys. And with that, I would like to welcome Juliet Miles to the show. Hi, Juliet.
Hi. Thank you, Kelly. Yes, this is an exciting time for the both of us.
Yeah,
There's a lot to share, that's for sure, with the world.
wonderful. Well, Juliet, it's such a quick introduction, but tell us a little more about you and what's going on with you and where you're at just now.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I know we have just one time for one cup of coffee here, so.
That's right.
Oh, gosh. Well, I'm a California girl, born and raised pretty much. I had a little childhood, though, break in the Midwest. So I'm kind of a Midwest California girl because my dad was with McDonnell Douglas. We moved out there for about 7 years. I was about 7 to 14. So my roots are really Midwestern. I was a tom girl. I loved horses, sailed my boat. I was all into nature. I was I could go from mud to mascara in 20 seconds. So I loved anything outdoorsy, and I was an all-state, volleyball, basketball, so that kind of a gal. And then we got back here, so I'm in Huntington Beach, California, straight into high school when we got transferred back, and I've been here ever since. I love this city. I live in Huntington Beach, California, and I'm so blessed to be here. And I graduated from Huntington Beach High School. I went to a local college here, Cal State University Long Beach, and I kind of veered off into the real estate land. My mom was a real estate agent in Missouri too, and also a broker here in California. So it just kind of worked out one day. I thought I would be traveling the world and being a travel agent or something like that. And I ended up in escrow law, if you can believe that. So I got certified. I started in escrow, and it was a 23-long career. So I was a certified escrow officer, senior escrow officer, and then my later part was sales and marketing director. And it was an amazing career. And I was also a notary public for 16 years. It just kind of went with the job.
Yes.
But I've always had passions in writing. I mean, English was like my favorite subject. And I was born on Valentine's Day, so I kind of blame this passion on my mom. I've always had that love for humanity since I was a little girl. I was affected by world events and so much on my shoulders kind of thing. So I kind of went down with the ship with everybody else. I want to say like around 08 in the real estate industry. And you know what? It was the greatest gift that could have ever happened to me. And so I basically retired and I got my severance. They were wonderful. I worked for a 165-year-old title company, and they went bankrupt on my shift. So that's kind of where my journey began with life coaching and authoring and all of this. And it all started with a gift. And I had some health issues throughout my whole life since I was about 6 years old, 6, 7. I had a burst of appendicitis. We were camping and I almost didn't make it. It was a horrific one where, it burst and I got the poison, my body shut down, I got paralyzed, the whole thing.
Yeah.
But from that journey, I've always lived this kind of outdoorsy sport lifestyle. And I've always been into health and nutrition and stuff and taught aerobics, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. And I think that's really what saved my life, because scarring started to happen within my body, unbeknown to me. And I would be the girl with the yellow house and the white picket fence, And throughout my marriage, I was married for 11 years. I was never able to have my own children. And it became an almost debilitating, I think, depression in me, along with this demanding career and everything, and life just continuing on. Everybody's having babies and this and that.
Yeah.
And I think I woke up one day in ICU. Everything was never simple for me because the scarring from that led to me having to have, a full hysterectomy actually at 42, no longer married, laying in the hospital, and of course everything in the world went wrong. But I'm here, I survived.
Yeah.
And you know what? It was me and Oprah for an hour a day.
Yeah.
In ICU. And I had a wound vac I had to carry around for like 2 months. It was blurping the whole thing because I got, what do you call it? A wound infection. I mean, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So, we all have these health issues, but I survived that, of course. And from that journey of never having been my own children, actually,
Yeah.
I was in the hospital. And when I got out, my best friend, my dearest love of my life, we had been together for about 11 years, and he is an international sculptor, along with his full-time job in the health industry. He works Rotary, he's the ambassador for Alzheimer's, he works for Attentive Home Care, he's the who's who out here. He is incredible, Freddie Dominguez. He made me a gift for Oprah. Well, that was in 2010.
Yes.
And when I got it to her. He made it in 2005.
Yeah.
It was a 5-year journey. And when you're in that silence and you just know something is out there, but you don't know what it is. And I wrote and wrote and wrote to those producers, and they would write me back and say, she just can't accept gifts. You can send money, you can do Angel Network, all of these things. And I kept telling Freddie, I don't know what it is, but there's something about this gift. And it was a beautiful bust of her, and I named it Beloved Oprah. Yeah. And it went with the message, a world message. I wanted it to travel and journey on to Africa for her girls' school. And since I didn't have my own children, I think this was a passion in me to touch the world's children. And how are you going to do that from a hospital bed, right?
Yes.
I'm crazy. And Facebook had come around in my life about 2009, 2010. What a wonderful gift. And this is what, if I could ignite anybody and I could do it from a hospital bed, I started a little humble page. And this is what I want to share with you, because I know we only have 1 cup of coffee.
Yeah.
My little Stop Bullying Ambassador, is on Facebook. And it's been there since 2010. And I do have a letter from Oprah. And someday I'm sure she'll read it. I hope. I still have that dream. I never did hear from her. But I got that gift to her, Kelly. And that is my next book, The Journey of Going to Oprah in New York, to Live Your Best Life. Gayle King accepted the sculpture, 5 years trying to get it there. And you think you're done. You're just, clapping your hands and, oh my gosh, the journey to get this sculpture with the message and making sure that Gayle knew what it was all about, and her assuring me, oh my goodness, I will let her know. It was the end of this amazing journey to get her this gift. And God was like, oh no, you are just beginning. Because 24 hours from returning home from New York, the most fabulous Live Your Best Life weekend, delivering the sculpture, you name it, that's when Becoming Beautifully Scarred and the words and the inspirational expressions came into my life 24 hours later. And the word omnipresent, and I don't articulate that word ever. I mean, I know that word, I know it's in the Bible, but I Googled it at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I named my company 24 hours later, The Greater Omnipresent Domain. And I said, yes, that's my gift, right? Anywhere, everywhere, and always. You're in your love. You're in your kindness. You're a Stop Bullying Ambassador. And I built this page, and anything that came into my life, any seminars, any writings, any understandings with love went on that page. So anybody all over the world could be a Stop Bullying Ambassador. And I had people writing me from Africa, Nigeria, from Canada, from New York, from all the states. Dear beautiful lady, I would love to be a Stop Bullying Ambassador. And it ignited in them inspiration to put their gifts. We all have gifts. I talk about love and fear, and that's it. There's nothing really, it's all, I would say, spiritual. It's all about love, and it's for all souls. So I'm basically, I think, a world writer of humanity, and that's all I want to put out in the world, and I want to encourage everybody to shine their soul to the world. That's another one of my pages, Shine Your Soul to the World. And to encourage you, you have a gift, you have a poem, you have a writing, you have a musical, you have a smile, you have a hug. And to know where to start. a lot of people don't know where to start on these journeys, and they go to coaches like us, and they're in their sickness and they're in their unwellness. And I survived with this journey that was given to me. I'm doing holistic wellness now because all those health issues led into me having hormone replacement therapy, being on it for a very long time. I was just one of those people that I just couldn't even survive without it. And I had a little tiny patch, but it did make an estrogen dominant environment in me. And I was diagnosed, so I'm a breast cancer survivor.
Yeah.
And I live with that diagnosis. So I was re-diagnosed 3 years later after being a survivor, caught early. I was the lucky one. Yeah. And my mom and I went side by side. My little #1 fan, my mama, who turned 80 this year.
Yes.
And she did my Start Fierce program. So we are holistic survivors. Yes. But yours truly, of course, got re-diagnosed in 2016. So I got the stage 4. I got what you don't want to get. So I got the metastatic breast cancer, MBC. And that's not really talked about a lot, but that's what you want to avoid on this breast cancer journey. Right. And it did go to my bones. It went to my vertebrae. And in a heartbeat, I went from the lucky one, being a survivor, having a lumpectomy. I did not do chemo. I did not do radiation. And you can see my health history, why. I'm very sensitive. I could barely even survive anesthesia. And at the time, my liver had been compromised. And I was healing my liver. I was a breast cancer survivor. And my doctor was like, we're going to go after your liver now. Because that appendicitis, way back in 1968, compromised my liver, believe it or not, with the hepatitis C virus. And my body fought it, right? Our bodies fight it, but you always carry those antibodies, and it is called the silent killer. So I actually talk about hepatitis C even more than the cancer, because nobody's really talking about that. And all us baby boomers, you know, we reach in our 50s. I'm 55. And all of a sudden we're tired, and we find out that we've got this virus that's been in our system, and our livers could be almost scarred. And guess what? My entire life, there's been no cure. And my doctor was always on top of me. You're great. You're fine. Your liver enzymes, you know, I'm not going to stress you out. There's nothing you can really do about it. And I did lead a pretty holistic lifestyle. But at that time, I got put on a medication. There's a cure. And it's called Harvoni. And the way it worked out was almost like unexplainable, because I say my liver saved my life. Because 3 weeks off of being Harvoni, it's a very expensive medication. And thank God my parents never wanted me to drop my independent insurance with Anthem Blue Cross. And I got approved. 12 weeks later, gone. Wiped out.
Wow.
My liver restored. We're so lucky our livers regenerate. So 3 weeks into restoring, I got my little baby right here, and it's restoring. 3 weeks later, I'm standing in front of my doctors telling me now that my body scans came up and I'm stage 4. I'm terminal. I have 2 years to live. And basically, there's nothing I could do holistic. It won't make a bit of difference. And they threw me every medical protocol in the world. And I was like, hello, I'm on a 3-week raw liver right now.
Yeah.
And I was just sent down my own unknown path. And girl, I cured my own cancer in 8 months, all holistic. And I'm 2.5 years now in remission. I've been a survivor for 2.5 years. And this is where I got into the holistic wellness. If anybody wants to do a holistic wellness, it's basically an inner journey that was given to me way before the shine on journey. I was doing the inner journey, how to shine on in your life, becoming beautifully scarred to shine on. And that was all about the scars of our life, right? Physical and emotional. And I believe my #1 protocol is the spirit, to get your beautiful mind well, to how to embrace those scars. We only have one life, and we want to be happy, right? We need to move forward. So I call it Start Fierce, because there's no messing around. We go fierce, right? And I say that love's best friend is tough love. And man, you do my program, you do my Start Fierce program, and you're going to be a shine on warrior. And #2 was my food. And I teach you how to gut your kitchen, how to transform your kitchen, how to go shop the green labels, how to do all the USDA, and what does that mean? Go to Costco, go to Sam's Club, get excited, get ignited, like
Yes.
you say,
Yeah.
about your life, and teach people about this lifestyle. And
Yeah.
even with terminal cancer, oh my God, I've had the time of my life. And
Yeah.
now I'm on maintenance, and I'm better than ever. I've got a beautiful liver, and guess what? I don't have cancer.
Yes, yes. It's such an unbelievable, almost unbelievable story, right? But I mean, I know as a coach of many years, coaching all different kinds of people, that these kinds of stories absolutely exist. And I love that you have then formed, ultimately business around it, and in such a genuine, authentic way, in really the true willingness to just heal yourself and take others along on that journey with you. So really, kudos to you, as such beautiful work that you do, and such important work that you do.
Oh, thank you so much. And you know what? None of us know our days, right? We can walk out and get hit by a bus.
Yes.
So I really believe that I have made a difference, because I have worked with my Hoag doctors. I did talk with my surgeon. They don't even know what to do with me. I mean, my oncologist with tears in her eyes, and she is medical.
Yeah.
And you know what? It took me 7 appointments, but this is what I teach people: never give up. Stay true to yourself. And she was more mind, body, spirit. She was from India. And I thought, okay, maybe I'll have a chance with her.
Yes.
So this crazy girl walks in. She doesn't even know me. And I say, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing this for my pain. I'm doing this for my foods. I'm doing this for my wellness. And this. And she just sat there and listened. The first thing she said to me is, my goodness. She goes, of course. Of course you have to heal your liver. And I thought, oh my God, there's a sane doctor. She didn't throw one drug at me. And she said, you know what? As long as your scans, and actually you're doing amazing. I was doing amazing just on this CBD sublingual, which I teach people, and you can get that all around the world. And there's no THC in the CBD sublingual. And people need to know about this medicinal pain liquid. And it comes as an imported, mine came from Holland, and it's made from the industrial hemp. And it's got a CO2 extraction, and it's made very organically. And it is what healed all my bone pain. I didn't take one Motrin, not one Advil, nothing. And I was stiff as a board. I didn't know what the heck was wrong with me. Did I slip a disc? And I had been seeing a chiropractor for 6 months. Metastatic breast cancer was the furthest thing from my brain. I wasn't even told about that. So there are holistic protocols. And if you stay on top of your scans and you do get caught early, don't be scared, right? There is healing. And it's all in your thoughts too. And I teach people how to go fierce with their super angels and their tribe, right? We call it our tribe. And how to really get healthy in your emotions and that strength, so that you have the courage. So when someone's standing there telling you you're terminal and you have 2 years to live and you could do whatever and it's not going to make it, you know what? I teach you those skills, how to let that go through you, because that's their fear. That's not yours. I teach you how to stay in that love. And that's what this movie is all about, our becoming the keys, our precious becoming the keys, and all of those beautiful keys. And I love what we say in that movie. It's not about life happening to you, it's about life happening for you.
Yes,
and to stay in vibration.
I extend on that, because I love the saying, life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. And it's certainly not new. Old as the hills. However, I love to add on to that, life may be happening to you and you might not like what's happening right now, but you have a choice. Just as you're saying now, life happens to us, but the best of the best is when life comes from you. Right? So life can happen to you or for you, but really what we would love to strive for is for life to come from you and through you. And so I love your messaging, and I wish we didn't have such a short time, but we do. So thank you for sharing your story and your journey. And I know this is only the tip of the iceberg of everything that you've gone through and been through. And I happen to love the word Omni as an aside, because my coaching school, I train coaches and certified coaches, is called the Omni Coaching Institute, meaning all encompassing. It's so interesting that you have that.
That's amazing. Look at the two of us, a Canadian and a California girl, and here we are. The world is so small, and if this doesn't encourage people, You can do this through your phone. You can touch the world. And
Yeah.
now we're coming together in this beautiful movie. I don't know if this will be my last works. I don't know if I have another book that I can put out, but I don't think like that. You know, I've got this bracelet on. I don't know if you can see it. It says dream, believe, and achieve. And I always get one dream and it happens. And I'm like, geez, I guess I got to dream a bigger dream.
Yeah.
And I have a mentor that says, you know what, if it can happen small, it can happen big. So go big, right? And start fierce and know that you do have gifts. We all can touch the world. We have all of these tools, right? And don't feel like you don't have anything to offer. And that's why I love to put my little Stop Bullying Ambassador page, and whoever lands on there, it is a very humble little page. And whatever I can put on there and encourage people all over the world to be an ambassador. Go out with your love, go out with your kindness, and whatever you need, just give it. Put your poem out there. Yeah. If you want to smile, give a smile. If you want to hug, give a hug. Put your gifts out there, because look what happens. People come along and they resonate with your work, and you get part of these amazing projects.
Yes, absolutely. Fantastic. Such as Becoming the Keys.
Exactly.
And I can't wait to see you and party with you in Las Vegas at the red carpet world premiere. And, you know, all of us in the movie are so excited about this, and we'd love to have all of you join us. So please, you can go to the website, The Key Movies, and get more information, or certainly get in touch with me or Juliet. So Juliet, you know, with that, I think I will draw us to a close. But before we go, can you just one more time give the listeners how they could get in touch with you online?
Well, it's super easy. It's www.julietmiles.com, and that's JulietTemiles, like you're walking miles. JulietMiles.com, and that is all about my Start Fierce program. It's a simple click to set your appointment. We can do Skype or over the phone. It's free consultation, and I offer that inner journey with my Start Fierce program for free because it's key. With life coaching, the first key is if you're ready to be coached, right? So everybody that does my Start Fierce program does the inner journey. It's a 4-week DVD or video journey, and I did it on purpose online. So if you are wherever you are all over the world, I just send you the first video and the first week's workbook. And when you're ready, we do week 2, and then we do week 3 and week 4. And if you're ready, after the inner journey, after that shine on warrior, okay, I'm ready to go fierce.
Yes.
And believe that I can heal my body, all holistic, and you want to do a holistic journey. I did natural tamoxifen, estrogen blockers. I did all the foods, and I teach you all of that in my Start Fierce program. So we kind of begin from there with just a simple free consultation. I send you the inner program, JulietMiles.com.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. And you know, I always ask my, and I just need this to be short and sweet because we are running out of time, and I promise to keep this short, is what if you could give 2 or 3 things to our listeners, how could they ignite themselves or reignite themselves on a daily basis, especially on days where, you know, we're just having a bad day?
Yeah, exactly.
Top of mind.
Okay. Well, my number one thing would be to put yourself on that list first, right? We're so busy caring for everybody else, you know, especially if we have elder people, you know. I just went through, you know, my dad passing away on my birthday this year on Valentine's Day. And he was in a state of Alzheimer's and almost debilitating in his own body, because physically Alzheimer's does that to you. Take everything as a gift. That was probably the most precious days of my entire life with my daddy, that I could care for him. Look at every day with gratefulness and a blessing, even no matter what situation you're in, no matter you're laying here with terminal cancer, no matter if your mom is diagnosed along with cancer with you, no matter what is going on, right? And you've got to, number 2, watch your energy of all of that surrounds you, your friends, right? Your family. And you've got to go fierce. And I say it's tough love, right? Love's best friend is tough love. And I'm sorry, you're literally fighting for your life and your beautiful mind and your wellness, right? And you can have reverence, and I teach you this in my Start Fierce program about reverence, about not having expectations and disappointments. That is so key. And then how to really go fierce and start taking care of yourself and getting excited. It's not about diets. It's about a wellness lifestyle.
Right, right. I love that. That's so beautiful. All of those things. And no matter what you're dealing with in life. And, you know, I mean, because even we're healthy today, God knows what the universe holds for us tomorrow, but we may just be having a crappy day. And all of those things apply. Absolutely.
And number 3, I would just say, oh my gosh, just breathe. And you always hear this statement. I say this a lot, especially on my Stop Bullying Ambassador page. You're your best friend. You are your own hero. When you're searching for that hero out there, there is no one going to come save you. Trust me. The second time around, I had my mom in the hospital. I had my dad dealing with his thing. I'm far away from my other siblings. It was me, literally, and love for months. Right. And you know what? You got to be your own hero. You have to believe in your own journey and your mind and what you think, and surround yourself with beautiful programs and music. Watch what you see on TV. Watch what you listen to. All of that is feeding your beautiful scars, right? Your emotions, and you got to get strong there. And you don't forgive for others. You actually forgive for yourself. And in everybody's capacity, it's enough. If they can show up for you, it's enough. If they can't, it's enough. Everybody has, in their own capacity, their own story too. And that's why I love Becoming the Keys, because it's about each one of us has our own story. You have a story, I have a story, your neighbor has a story. Get to know people intimately. That's what I say, intimacy. It is a beautiful life out here, you guys, and we need to love each other and be kind. And you never know. And when you see this movie, you're going to see Kelly and me and all the other experts. You're not even going to believe these stories. And that's where you begin, in that humbleness and that gratefulness that life is not happening to you, it's happening for you, and to look at everything as a gift. It truly is.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Well, beautifully, beautifully wordsmithed and put together, and with such passion, I can feel it. I have goosebumps. So thank you, my beautiful friend. And I will, well, we'll talk way before January, but I will see you in Vegas in January, and hope to see you there as well. We would love that. And with that, I think I will say goodbye today. So please, you know, I hope you've let some of these sparks land on you and catch you on fire. And please go out into the world and ignite. And let's change things up together. And until next time, take good care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kel.